they found that 7 generations down, that's their children's 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 children's, all the way to 7 generations, still had this innate fear of plumeria, with no justifiable reason to have that, other than that it was around the energy and information, the field of their genes, and it expressed. And so this is the power of epigenetics, and also the power to understand that we are more than meets the eye physically. We come with a field of energy and information that directly affects our flow and the way we respond and react in the world. Hello everyone, it's Anahata. How are you? I am back and it is bright, so I'm going to put on my shades. Wanted to just share with you some information that some of you probably heard about already if you're in the light worker space or NLP, where you're into self-optimization through your energy layers. But others of you who are perhaps new to this are going to really appreciate what I'm about to share with you. And that is the world of epigenetics specifically, because they have done lots of studies on poor little lab rats to illustrate the power of the field around matter. And they have found that we don't just pass down genetic details that express themselves on our genes, we actually attain the energetic signature of things around the gene. And so this week's assisting frequency in my podcast is all about EPI, and I want to zoom out on that and give you a framing to apply it to your life so that you can take back your power as soul author. So let's dive into what is epi. Epi means around, above, upon, nearby, right? And it's a prefix. What does that mean? It means when you add it to a word, it changes the word. And as you know, as an alchemist, when you change the energy, you change the manifestation of the mass. That's what alchemy is. And so it's really interesting when you get into the power of the word epi. And you know, words carry vibration, frequency. And so again, back to the rats. What happened? Well, they would shake their poor little cages vigorously. And they would get very, very fearful, right? What's going on? What's going on? And at the same time, they would introduce plumeria into the atmosphere. And that's usually a pleasant smell, right? You're like, ah, beautiful flower. And no, they associated it with fear, with being attacked, essentially. And so over time, they would lessen the amount of shaking, but they would still have that smell going on. And what happened was, they found that 7 generations down, that's their children's 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 children's, all the way to 7 generations, still had this innate fear of plumeria, with no justifiable reason to have that, other than that it was around the energy and information, the field of their genes, and it expressed. And so this is the power of epigenetics, and also the power to understand that we are more than meets the eye physically. We come with a field of energy and information that directly affects our flow and the way we respond and react in the world. And it's not a cop-out. You know, you're going to take control of your energy signature. The point being, there's stuff that you aren't even aware of that's encoded in your field that is reproducing cycles from the subconscious and from ancestors, even past lives, etc. That, you know, it can be very frustrating when you feel like you've done the work and you've worked through things and then things keep happening. Well, that's not because you haven't addressed them. It's because it's around. It's epi. And so there are ways that you can optimize and reprogram, recode those things that don't serve you, those fear-based responses that have been passed down. And one very effective way is through optimizing your water and drinking the water. And I have found it is really a return to the memory of wholeness, okay? This is going back to the state of perfection, the divine blueprint. This is overriding the fear-based vibration that has negatively affected you, both known and unknown, so that you can reunite with your divinity and understand with a clear, untainted vibration what you desire and how to get there. And life becomes less frustrating, right? If you've ever had a goal and you seem to take one step forward and two steps back, you know what I'm talking about. It's like, but why is this happening? Well, that could be one reason, and it's a main reason. We're stuck in our ruts, in our patterns. It's our field of vibration that we receive, not what we ask for, what we're vibrating. And so I have put together a workshop that's streaming this week, and I want to tell you about it. But I also want to tell you, back when I started channeling the codes 7 years ago, I came into contact with that remembrance that, it's our whole energy, not just the physical, not just our 10% intention, but all of this other magnetism that is manifesting what we desire or what we fear, or a combination of that. And I knew back then that there had to be some way to sing a song of wholeness. And that's what the codes do. That's what you ask for. You ask, align, allow, activate. Is there an assisting frequency that will fill in the blank? Of course there is. There's a code for that. And so I knew innately that there was also going to be a frequency of wholeness. If you've heard of solfeggio frequencies and other frequencies that return you to a vibration of coherence, right? Rather than erratic. This is, you're either vibrating coherence and wholeness and stability, or you're in fight, flight, frozen mode, right? And most of us, it's a combination, but, if we're going to really take back our total sovereignty and understand that we are the sole authors of our lives, it behooves us to understand what's in our field, the things we can't see, the epi, right? Around, above, beside, below. It's all a factor. And when you can understand and work with that, that's why the medicine of the future is going to be about those who can optimize their vibration. And your cells are the same way. Anytime you experience dis-ease, it's merely because something is not communicating, right? There's a disconnect. And so I share with you in this free workshop that's streaming now how to really optimize and activate a wellness grid. And that's what it's called, Activate a Wellness Grid. It's replaying now, and you can go to thefrequencywand.com to register. They're happening every 3 hours or so choose the one that's right for you. Tune in, and you're going to be really refreshed, right? We do an activation, so bring a cup of water, but I dreamed of a frequency that would generate coherence. And you've heard of med beds and other things that do that. There's several machines. You have to code in the frequency, and it's very complex. So it's very expensive. It's not affordable for most people to do that. And so there is this revolutionary new terahertz wand that I am combining into my business, my Bliss Biz. So now I'm combining assisting frequencies, the Anahata codes, with water bending, my best-selling book, Light, Memory, and Alchemist's Guide to Waterbending, and the Frequency Wand. So that's why you can go to thefrequencywand.com, click and play. The webinar, it's coming up in a few hours, and just, partake of this wisdom, whether you move forward and decide to invest in a wand for yourself or a loved one. It's important to understand the science, right? And so, again, to recap, there's more going on around your field than you know. Subconscious is 90%, including the epi or around. Tune into my podcast, The World of Assisting Frequencies. I just talked about that. Today, I'm going to be publishing it. If this topic intrigues you about epigenetics and the power of the code of epi, right? That's this week's well water is epi. So when you can, with conscious awareness and intention, use the power of epi to transform your life, things start to transform very, very quickly when you take back that part of the puzzle as the alchemist you are. And then check out thefrequencywand.com. It's streaming all week, and I love you guys. You can do this. We can team up together. Lastly, if you are a energy practitioner of any kind, you know, you're doing emotion code, Reiki, you're doing sound healing, crystal healing, you're intuitive, you're a life coach, you are supporting people in reawakening their inner strength and power as the alchemists they are. I have several opportunities to team up with me as well, because you can actually refer people to websites such as thefrequencywand.com and earn a commission, or incorporate all of the information that I teach you into your business as your own. So it's sort of a missing piece of the puzzle when you dive into this world of assisting frequencies. It retroactively enhances anything you're already doing. I encourage you to check out assistingfrequencyconsultant.com. Set your alarm for 25 minutes. Fill out the application. Let's have a chat. I don't want it to be a lengthy process of overwhelm. That's the other thing I teach you. You got to be able to get stuff done. You got to be able to zoom out, focus. You know, it's about flow. It's about being in the now and winning. It's about setting goals, but also bite-sized little nuggets, because that's the key to activate the neurochemicals that are going to keep you motivated, excited, feeling like you're winning and capable, versus overwhelmed or bored, right? So I take your hand, I hold your hand, we go together, if that's something that interests you, for both thefrequencywand.com and as a consultant with me, sharing this beautiful work of neuroplasticity meets assisting frequencies meets personal development and alchemy. I love it. I love you. And I'll put the links to everything I just talked about in the description of this video. I hope you're having a fantastic day. This is beautiful Lemon Bay, and I will give you a light code activation as we end. Loved you all. Bye for now.